Hello there, and welcome to Banished. For those who don't know, Banished is a town/village building game. A bit like SimCity, but on a much harsher scale. So we're going to jump almost straight in. Well, first of all, the map seed, in case anybody wants to play along later on, is, well, that is 6067558 We will be playing in Valley on a medium map with fair climate, disasters on, and sighting conditions hard. The town name, let's see, what should we call it? Where should we call the town? Idlewood. Yeah, sounds about right. Idlewood. So the basic gist of this game is you're a small colony of people and you have to try to survive. Build up your colony, food, wood for heating, construction, and basically make your life that bit easier. Okay, so let's take a quick look at where we are in the world. Ooh. This is a really nice game. Very well designed. Beautiful graphics. I mean, just look at the quality on the trees there, the water. I had to think it was made by one person. Okay, we've got a nice lake up there for fishing. But I actually like where we are here, so I think we'll stay where we are. Okay. Just looking for any kind of mountain ranges. Good. Yeah, I like where we are. So we'll start here. So, this is a toolbar where all of the primary controls come from. I'm just going to pick a handful of default controls I like to keep up at all times. Right, so I like to have Idlewood, put that over here. And the event log, I like that to be just there. The minimap, I'll put it down here. And nothing else hiding, good. That is how I like to have it. Because here, I can straight away, just at a glance, see what the resources are like. Anything happened recently, which I think I'll move that down here for now. Like deaths or events. Up here we've got the people, what the jobs are doing, and how we can allocate it and move them around. And we've got the minimap to keep an eye on things. So, actually no, I will put that back up there. I do much prefer it to be next to the allocations. Right, first I'll put everybody on building because we just need to get people building first. Basic rule of the game is you allocate your colonists, your townspeople, in different jobs. If they haven't got a job to do, they will always default back to labourer. And labourers' jobs are to cut down the trees, dig up the rocks, and move supplies around. So let's see where should we start. We're going to need some housing, but we also need food. So we'll get on with, straight away, we'll build a fishing hut, a couple of houses, and we'll prep ourselves that way. So we'll start with a house. Wooden house provides a place for citizens to live, eat, and store food and stay warm. As you'd expect, a stone house does it better with less firewood requirements. Okay, so let's start with the fishing hut since that's going to be the most important one right now. Fish. Let's see if I remember the control. I think it's just. Oops. There we go. Half rotate. Now the circle of influence you can see in the little yellow circle is the area in which this building can affect. Obviously placing it there would be very inefficient, also not possible, because the circle covers a bit of the water. Whereas place it somewhere like here, and so much water there, that this becomes a very efficient fishing hut. However, we can't reach this section of the island yet, so we're going to actually build it just there. Now I'm going to build it here for one good reason. We've got quick access to it now, and you don't want to overlap too many fisheries if you can help it. And we are going to put another one down here just because we need the food immediately. I'm also going to build. Let's see how many colonies we have. We have 8. So we should be okay if we were to put 1, 2 houses. Where are you hiding? Yeah, man, where are you? There we are. And the stockpile there. 6x4 stockpile. And the storage barn, which we'll do later. Thank you. So, everyone go, build. Build faster. Time acceleration. Dump, dump, dump. Go, 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 go. Oh, yeah, forgot about that. I haven't given an order to cut down the trees, so we will cut down all these trees here. They're in the way, and we also need the wood. But I'm also going to tell them to dig up the stone, because we will be needing the stone as well. And there's some iron over here as well. That should do for now. There we go. And it's raining, alright. Well, because it's raining, we're going to prioritise this one. So there goes stockpile building up. And now we're going to start building. Good. And you see here they're allocating resources. You got 16 of the 30 required logs. You've got 12 of the 16 stone. You see here we're getting our reserves are running low, which we'd kind of expect at the moment. Now the foundations mean it's ready to build. When it's ready to build, the actual builders will move in and they will build the house. Now, got a house built. Now, generally speaking, in a house you get one family. So we're going to need to build more houses. We're going to get a couple built straight away. You get one family per house. And the little house symbols above the people's heads, those are people who do not actually have housing. Now we have a fishery, so I'm going to do immediately. Take some builders down and allocate them to fishing. Fishermen. Right, 4 fishermen. Now, 4 people are going to work there and start producing fish. We're going to need that, we're going to need the food. Well, I am going to... that's actually really nice. I'm going to build a bridge almost straight away now. Across this water. And the reason is, I want to get it here, because here there's a load of dense trees, old forest, and we can get, over here we can actually get some really good food gathering. So if we just get some gatherers, they will produce a lot of food. There you go, gatherer's hut, and we need a house to go with it, because the gatherers are always best with people to man the gatherer's hut. And I'm also going to drop in there a forester, but not quite yet, who will help the forest. So we'll do that in a bit, but that will get the house and the forester up and running. So, come on guys, let's get the other house up and running. Actually, I'm going to get a... we have here a cat, which is used for keeping the food in. You see, we've got some potatoes left. Got our 4 fishermen over here doing their jobs. Completing that fisherman's hut. There we go. So now the 2 fishermen huts, the fishermen will actually... they've got 4 fishermen, they'll actually spread themselves evenly between the 2 buildings. But we are running low on firewood. We need firewood to keep the people warm, but we also need to build a woodcutter in order to convert the wood from the trees into firewood. So let's get ourselves a woodcutter, and we'll put the woodcutter... where should we put the woodcutter? We've got some wood over here. So for now, I'll place it, the woodcutter... there. We will be moving them later on. In fact, no, I won't put him there. Oh, that's the wrong one. Pick that one. We'll actually place him directly next to the stockpile. There. That way you can go straight to. Oops, that's actually too far back. Because he's going to have to be. It's not level with the road. Woodcutter. There. I'll actually put a road down as well, just to speed up the transportation of goods. There we go. Do the same thing here. There we go. This will speed up the transportation of goods to and from the different areas. And one of the things we're going to work on is getting wood into the woodcutter's hub, because, like I said, that is going to be a problem for our people. At the same time, we're going to be needing wood for the houses, but we'll get the houses built once we've got the woodcutter up and running. Oh, we have a child that's now become a labourer, so we've got one labourer added to our pot here. Now immediately I'm going to add that person to building because we need builders. Our food supplies are not too bad. You can see we've got 534 units of food. Well, we had 400 now. 200 there, that's not getting good. We're going to have to start allocating fishermen. I was open to that a bit later on, so let's just add 2 more fishermen. Get that bridge built as well, good. We can get that gatherer up and running. The gatherers are amazing for food gather. They can produce more food than anything else. They even rival farms, which is quite amazing in itself. What are we doing here? We are needing a lot of material still. We'll let them clear the area and build the units. And now, once I've built them, I will put a stockpile and a food supply near them. I'm going to actually put a plonk of piece of road just there and there. Because of the way they're taking corners, it's quite annoying. If we take a look at the food supplies now, we're getting 270 units of fish. We're getting a lot of fish coming in. That's because of all our nice, nice fishermen doing their jobs quite nicely. We have our food limit set to 5,000, which is more than enough right now, which means our fishermen will work right up until they reach that level. See how our construction is prepping on. I haven't even started really. The woodcutter's getting ready, good. We are entirely out of there we go. Right, woodcutter. We're gonna actually just bring in just the one woodcutter and take him away from building and put him onto woodcutting. And he'll start converting logs into firewood for the houses to burn in the winter. And I made a big mistake doing that. Corner piece there. Oops, damn it. Cancel the cancel. There we go. So I'm going to build some more houses. We're going to need them, but we're also going to need some tools. See, early in the game, it's basically a rush to get things up and running while you need, before you desperately need it. So we're going to get the blacksmith up because we're going to need tools. I'll put the blacksmith here near the fishmonger for no reason other than we can. I'm going to get the other houses up as well. Now about the actual ironmonger, well blacksmith, you'll soon find out that your tools start to degrade. And when your tools degrade, everything just slows down. It's best to just deal with it now. Oh, I can remember where, is it that one? No. The increased priority. So I'm going to increase the priority of that square. Increasing priority obviously sends them in to do it early, so I can get the other house planted. keep forgetting to press R to rotate as well. I keep using the middle mouse button from a habit from a different game I've been playing recently. Prioritize those two. Right, that was our supply. Food supplies is really good. Firewood is pretty decent actually. Every time a house is built, by the way, you can see there's all the people that moved into it, and there's the inventory. Now, as soon as a house is made, they'll fill it with food and firewood, so you suddenly see a massive drop in supplies. So it's not something major to worry about when it happens, but you've got to just be aware of it. We've got one house built, so we've got people moving in there, we've got families. Now over here we should now have, yep, that's going to work up nicely, so I'm going to build a road between them and link it to this bridge once we're up and running probably. Right, we have another builder, good. Now we've got quite a lot of food coming from our fisheries here. Yeah, so what we'll do is at some point, when the gathering hut is up and running, we'll actually reduce the amount of fishermen and send them into gathering. Stone, right, stone and iron, everything else is going to start coming low, so it's just a bit more strip mining over here. Oops, that's not the control for it. That one is there. Remove trees, remove all the trees. It's only temporary, they'll grow back and we'll actually get foresters up and running, and the foresters will actually plant new trees anyway. And stone, we want to remove all this stone actually. Stone just gets in the way for now. And iron, we're going to all this iron. See, our tools are getting low now. Like I say, once the tools run low, they'll start wearing out like you'd expect. But once the tools run out, production slows down, and that means your food production goes down, your building slows down, your tool making slows down, wood cutting, everything just slows down, and that can be the end of a colony if everything just slows down at the wrong time. Which is why we've got this being built, and I'm going to have to prioritise it because we need the tools now. Let's just see what we've got over here. Oh good, we've got the gatherer. So if we put, yeah, so we got the actual 2 labourers up here. So I'm going to straight away put the 2 labourers onto gathering. But I'm also going to take 2 of the fishermen off, put them onto gathering as well. Max out that gatherer's hut. Now the gatherer's got a long way to come to drop the food off at the base, so we also take this opportunity to build a storage barn right next to the gatherer's hut. Just there. And got a road. There. And then connect it to the bridge. Now the reason behind the actual storage barn next to the gatherer's hut is the gatherer goes around and collects all the food in the area, and that's great, but if they have to pick up the bit of food and then walk all the way back here with the food, then they're not being efficient. Did I close that window? Damn, I hate closing that window. That would be... no, that one. Good. I like to keep it open at all times. Now it's getting cold. It's winter time. And you see there we have the first person whose tool is actually broken. His production is now slowed down. So no matter whatever he does now, he'll be slow at it. And there's another one. we are running low on stone to complete that blacksmith, so we'll prioritise the stone. That should help speed up the stone stone mining, and that'll give us the stone we need for this building. We're also going to need coats very soon. We have the firewood and logs that will help with that. Coats. You make coats from wool and other animal, like from hunting and stuff. And the great thing about the wool and the clothing is it means that people can stay outside in the winter longer. However, if you don't have the clothing, then they can't stay out for very long and they'll get frost, so they'll head to the houses to keep warm. But you need the firewood to keep the houses warm, so it's a trade-off between keeping both around. We've got the firewood, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm actually going to increase the amount of firewood to 500 because I think it's going to run quite low otherwise. Okay, and now prioritize the blacksmith. Got the stone for it now, so get people working on that. We're going to build 2 new houses as well. Now the thing about building new houses is that it will bring new children in. People move out and get children, and that's great, apart from if we can't provide for them. Now we've got here, we've got a new family just moved in, 11-year-old. Yep, they start them young in this game. Blacksmith, let's get them ready. Blacksmith. So the blacksmith's going to start taking iron and immediately start making new tools. And we're going to need those tools as well. Come on guys, let's get that blacksmith open. There we go, blacksmith is in. And the blacksmith is now doing the job. Got tools set to 50, and I'm actually, going to set that to 100. Just get them going. We can see here we can choose iron tools needing logs and iron, or steel needing logs, iron and coal. Now we don't have any coal, so we'll stick with iron for now. Alright, so we said there, that one there says we've actually run out of wood to supply it. It's run out of resources. That will actually be because we, need to cut down more trees. Now earlier I said I was going to build a forester, because the forester will cut down trees and manage the forest for us. That's true. What they'll do is the forester will actually cut down trees that are old, plant new ones. He'll make the forest better and stronger, so that the gatherer has better quality materials to pick food from, but also at the same time, sorry, the forest also cuts down trees to make for wood. So it's a great double edge. It's actually a double-edged sword, but it's a perfect double-edged sword. It's one of the rarities in these kind of games, really. I'm just going to clear the stone out of the way. Because stone is a place where you can't plant trees. We'll mine the stone. And that way the forester can start planting trees in those areas. Now we keep getting warning that our tools are low, even though we're making tools. That's because every time he makes a batch, somebody comes in and takes them. Right, here we go. So they are clearing the land. They've cleared bits of it. I'm actually going to put a stockpile of 4x4 there. That'll allow him to keep the trees he cuts. I'll put it there. And extend that road further up as well. Okay, so I don't think we're doing too bad. We do need a lot more logs, which I'm going to allocate these. These trees are already allocated. I'm going to prioritise these trees for cutting. I don't really want to be cutting logs up here, because if we cut the logs up here, then those trees will cut down the food supply being produced from them. See, these trees are new growth. Because the trees will regrow. Now what's happening now is they're going to take the logs, put them in a stockpile, and there'll be a fight over construction materials and firewood. So just drag these in. Now what I love about this game is if I take these menus and I click off, it goes away. But if I drag it, click off, it stays. So I can keep an eye on a couple of things. I'm just going to pause the wood cut for a minute. I need the wood to go to construction. I'll also pause the blacksmith for the same reason. And those trees are now down. Now, you'll notice these little shrubs. These are actually what the gatherer picks up. Mushrooms and whatnot for food. Okay, so wow, that's good, everything's good. I'm going to reopen the woodcutter the second we get enough wood into this storage barn. In fact, I'll open it now because we're going to need it because it's going to be now in winter. Right, there we go, we have forested lodges up and running. So I'm going to immediately allocate 2 foresters into that forester's lodge. And they will start preparing the area. Now foresters will plant new trees, cut down old trees, they'll even dig up the iron and the stone in the area, although they do that a bit quite slowly. Right, so we are actually out of wood, so I'm going to actually allocate another batch of wood cutting over here. And that's just to help with the wood we need, but once we have the forest lodge up we shouldn't need to do that again unless we need emergency levels. Our food supplies are looking good. And actually if I bring up the chart, remember which button it is for the charts. I don't actually think you can do because I need a town hall for that, I believe. Yes, I need to build a town hall to see that information. But it would show me that the food is doing really well. That button there shows me that our previous season was 720 and now we're only 540. That reason difference is partly because we're still in the current season, but it's also because we had 3 fishermen there and now we've only got 2 because we took 2 and put them in the gatherers up. Now the gatherer, however, all that food, loads of the stuff. Nearly 800 units of food in the gatherer compared to 500 in the fisherman and 300. So that one gathering hut outstripped these 2, same number of people, but we get a better variety of food as well. Right, the storage barn is open, that's great. Now if I just compare these, the storage barn is much bigger, by the way, but you can also see straight away the food's going straight into the storage barn and it's been taken by the people as they need it. But I'd rather people walk for food and the gathering could be more efficient than the other way around. Right, so you see get logs coming in here now, and that's because the forester is actually putting logs there as he cuts them down. Yeah, so I think we're fairly stable at the moment. I'm going to just take a quick look through if anything I need in sort of an emergency. I do like to have schoolhouses running fairly early, but we just don't have the material for it right now. I'm going to actually want to get another forester's hut up and running pretty quick. I'm actually going to put it over here. Forester's hut. Let's put it... That's what we got. I'll put it there. Right, now when I do a forester's hut, I usually, and I'm going to do it straight away, put stockpile right next to it. So put the wood straight into it. And I also build a gatherer at the same time. And the reason is very simple. Where you got a forester, you might as well have a gatherer. And you're going to need a house. And more accurately, you're going to need two houses. One for the forester, one for the gatherer. And that was a mistake I did over here. So let's put that house in. There we go. The closer the houses are to the place of work, the better. Now, like I said, we are going to need these buildings, so I'm going to actually request in this area all the trees get chopped down. I think it'll be done for one reason. I want to show you how good the forester is at replanting trees. I'm going to put that road in as well, because all this construction, you need the road. Oh, look at that! It just happened to line up perfectly with that road. This game is running at 10 times normal speed because I think it's a bit too slow at normal speed. There we go, people coming over and digging away, building roads and cutting down trees. I'm actually going to cancel that stockpile that we have here and move the stockpile here. The reason for that is actually if people come up the road to get the materials would be better off getting from there. Gatherer's hut, wood house. Yeah, I'm going to put a storage barn. Oop, that's the wrong one. Storage barn just there in this little block of construction. I'm not going to prioritise anything because at this stage none of these are higher priority than anything else. I'll bring him down to 200 again just for a little while. I'll keep you at 100 if we can. Yeah, we'll keep you at 100. In fact, after all of this, I'm going to actually prioritise the storage area because that would allow the people currently digging, producing, or clearing the area to put the material they're clearing straight into the storage area rather than keep carrying it back to the main base. Okay, and we actually have the forester who's going to be the first thing up. I'm going to straight away put 2 new foresters on the books. And what I'm going to do is what I normally do is I usually reduce the maximum allocated units of foresters so that they don't over allocate. Do the same thing here. Dun dun. So 2 foresters will come to work here. 2. There we go, 2. So we only had 4 and we had 4 spaces, so now they'll get to work pretty quick planting new trees, and we are still going to strip this area off trees, so it's going to plant new ones in the process. They're going to continue doing this because we need the logs for the woodcutter and also the construction. So now here we got the gatherer. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm going to take this gatherer over here. I'm going to reduce the maximum number of gatherers down to 2. This is a temporary thing. It's just so this gatherer can get 2 people straight away. See? There we go, 2 each. Like I said, that's only temporary because when we have more people we will be putting them back up to 4. However, the woodcutters will stay at 2. The foresters, sorry, will stay at 2. We have another house running here. We got the fisherman's going quite a long way to work, which is odd. I'll probably reallocate the houses as time goes on. Right, I'm going to destroy that storage area, which they'll empty it of stock before they dismantle it, and I'm going to build on the same site a storage barn. I'm doing that because the storage barn is bigger than the wagon. Okay, I'm going to prioritise that because I don't want to sit here and wait for it. Firewood is low. Okay, we need logs. Logs, people, logs! Because of that, I'm going to put that back up to 500 now. Because it's better that we have logs. He's currently travelling for his logs as well, which is making him inefficient. Ooh, food's running low. Okay, so what we're going to do now is immediately gatherers. Oh, don't use that, build it. Oh, no. Gatherer, 8 gatherers. Put the gathering huts back up to 4 each. And get the gathering huts back up to maximum efficiency, we're going to need them. Fishermen's, 4 fishermen. Yeah, I'm going to reduce the foresters for a little while. Forester by 2, and put the fishermen up by 2. That's just to get everything running. Get our food supplies back up again. 15, 12, 12% left. Once this is 0, they'll dismantle the building, and I'll be able to put the storage barn in its spot. Come on, one thing left, whatever it is. There we go. Right, now put that storage barn there, and for speed we'll build a road here. There we go. Put that there. Now, storage barns don't take any people, but do take materials to build. We have 2 storage barns under construction at the moment. In reality, we don't actually need a storage barn there, so I'm going to actually I'll leave it alone. Just to getting resources, alright. Storage barn is actually where the food from the 2 fishermen will go, so it'd be best to have it there in the same area as the fisheries. Because right now both fishermen are to travel up to the nearest storage barn, which is that one there. You can see the fish is going into it. It's a long walk for this gatherer, for example, to head out there. Now look at the gatherer producing quite a bit of food out there. The gatherer's not going to be very efficient here, and that's almost entirely due to the fact there's no trees, which the forester will be dealing with that problem for him. I'm going to put 2 more foresters back in because they're going to need those foresters to get those trees replanted. Now you can see our food supplies are doing very well. Now the thing about food supplies is it's never too early to up the limit to 10,000 units of food. There's the first storage barn in the new area. And what you see is almost immediately food starting to appear in it because it's the closest area. There you go. Millions of fish. Next thing is this one to get done, and then there'll be no more fish anywhere but here because these it will be the closest one. Our reserve of food is low. Over 500 units of food. I think we're going to be alright for now. Okay, here we go, building it up. There we go, there's a storage barn. And there go the fish. Okay, so it's down to normal speed. You can see almost immediately why we don't run this normal speed all the time. He has run out of iron. That's not good. Let's get some more iron scheduled for collection. It's only a short-term thing because we will be setting up an iron mine to supply him with permanent amounts of iron. Although the iron mine will eventually dry up. Okay, so yeah, I think we've got pretty well laid out with that amount of iron. We're nice and stable. We've got plenty of food in. At least I think we do anyway. Firewood's nice and plentiful. We've stopped the major construction, so we should have loads of wood for the woodcutters to produce. We'll actually increase the number of woodcutters later on. So if you remember what we did, we built some houses and some food production, some fisheries, fishing docks. Then we moved over here and immediately set down the gatherer's hut, a forester, and the houses, a storage barn with the food to go into, and the logs go into the top pile. Now, I also did exactly the same thing over here. Houses, forester's lodge, gatherer, storage barn, and top pile. The reason is exactly the same. You build this little group of community into this area to supply food. Now we will actually do some hunting at some point. That'll give us meat for the food and also the hide for clothing. Okay. So yeah, I think we're not doing too bad at the moment. We're going to bridge over here at some point and then set up a fishing dock in this, because this would be an amazing place for a fishing dock. All this water right around it. Yeah, I'm happy with it so far. Let's just zoom out. That's our colony at the moment. Okay, so remember, comments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And that sounds like a TARDIS.